I interviewed Johnny Keene, an attorney who served as the United States Attorney for the Western District of Texas from 2001 until 2009. He chaired the Attorney General's Advisory Committee of the United States Attorneys. Johnny is known for the prosecution of the United States Border Patrol agents Jose Campion and Ignacio Ramos. He played baseball for the University of Texas from 1981 until 1983. They won the College World Series in 1983, and Johnny was voted the most valuable player of the Central Regional Tournament. He currently works for Ashcroft Law Firm as a criminal defense attorney in Austin, Texas. When I asked Johnny what he loves about his job, he said the money, but he also gets to help people who are in really bad trouble, usually the worst time of their life. He talked about how he gets to work many different cases, and each case is different and unique in its own way. And he gets the opportunity to work in foreign countries. And because each case is different, he has to learn new things for each case and learn different parts of the legal system in America. And I asked Johnny what he liked least about his job, and he said, as a criminal defense attorney, you have to protect a client you often have to protect a client who you know has done something really bad. And he also said the clients he represents not often, but sometimes they're going to go to prison, and that's just part of the job. And he says you have to, a big part of the job is protecting your client's secrets, and that takes a toll on you. And I asked him, what do you know now that you wish you knew in college? And he said, you have 50 years, you have pretty much the rest of your life to work, so take chances while you're young, and go have a lot of diverse and unique experiences to build character. And I asked him if there's any advice he would give someone who's preparing to look for a job in this field, and he said, if you're going to go to law school, take the best professors regardless of what they're teaching or when their class is scheduled. He said, don't not take a class because it's late or too early or because you think the professor's hard. He said, don't be afraid of the good professors, or don't be intimidated by them because their class is considered harder, because those are the classes where you actually learn. And he said also just don't take a class just because it's easier, because you're not just in college to get a degree, you're also there to learn. And he said he really iterated trying to make college count as a place you go to learn as much as you can. And he said take a foreign language and study in a foreign country so you expand your. For him, a lot of his clients are Spanish speaking, and he has clients in Brazil, South America, and him knowing Spanish is a big factor in that. And I asked him what a typical day looks like for him, and he said he's on the phone with clients pretty much all day, all the time. And he says he calls people who have been referred to him for business, and he does a lot of reading, so much so that in law school he read so much that his eyesight went bad, or that's what he was saying to me. Which is pretty crazy. And he said, I asked him, what can I do now to prepare for my future job, or what can a person do who wants to become a lawyer, take the same path he chose? And he said, one, just go to law school, because you need to pass the bar exam and become a lawyer. And he said, have a lot of diverse experiences with diverse people. Work jobs where you talk to working class people. He kept reiterating that, the idea of talking to all kinds of people, because in his job he's not just talking to, he talks to all kinds of people, a very diverse group of clients. And he said mock trials in college are helpful, or even mock trials in high school. And he said public speaking is absolutely essential as a lawyer, or especially as a criminal defense lawyer, because you're defending someone's life, or them potentially going to jail if you don't present yourself well, or present the evidence well, or defend your client well. And he said you need to work jobs where you have to persuade people, whether that's sales or any job where you have to persuade someone, and because he said that's good practice for being a lawyer. And he kept talking about how important it is to learn how to read and write well, be articulate, speak clearly and speak articulately. And he also said, be honest and earn others' trust. That way, later, when you're trying to convince someone of something, you're talking to someone, they believe you. And just he just kept talking about like, be genuine because people see that. And I learned a lot from this interview. Um, I think he's a very interesting person. Um, as a lawyer, you have to deal with a lot because you have to keep a lot of people's pretty much other people's lives are in your hands. But seems like a very interesting job, and I would love to do it one day. And it was great interviewing him.